Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. My name is Dr. Emily Hernandez. I am a clinical educator with Biocidin Botanicals, and today I have the honor of sitting here with Dr. Ariana Ebrahimian. She is a biological dentist and on our scientific advisory board. So we're so excited to sit down and chat today. We're going to be talking a little bit about one of our newest products, Dentalmin PRO it's called. And Dr. Ariana, you helped us to formulate this product, correct?
I did. I'm so excited to see it finally here available to everyone.
Right, I know, and we finally get to start using it too. So exciting. So I'm going to ask you a few questions, and we'd love to just hear about the formula and why you chose certain ingredients. So let's dive right in.
Let's do
So
it.
the first question, so what is the benefit of including hydroxyapatite in Dentalmin Pro?
That's a great question. So, hydroxyapatite has been around for as long as humans have been around because it's actually what our enamel is made of. It is a biomimetic ingredient, meaning it doesn't just simulate what's going on in our mouth, it actually is what's in our mouth. And it has been shown to be incredibly effective at remineralizing enamel. So I am very excited to see this included in our toothpaste because it will actually help to restore the tooth from the inside out.
Amazing. That sounds like exactly what everyone's looking for when it comes to a toothpaste that can support that strength of the teeth and the enamel. Excellent. So why doesn't this toothpaste, speaking of strengthening the enamel in the teeth, why doesn't this toothpaste contain fluoride?
Well, the great thing about hydroxyapatite at this point in its evolution as an oral care product is we are really now at the point where we have it available to put into products in a formulation that is either just as or even slightly more effective than fluoride at remineralizing the tooth. We don't really have a fluoride deficiency in our teeth. Fluoride is not a biomimetic ingredient. It is not naturally found in our teeth. It was the best we had available in dentistry for a very long time, but it doesn't come without concerns. There are concerns about its toxicity to the human body. I think one of the biggest concerns right now is to children's developing IQ. So it's just nice to be able to have a safer alternative that is just as or more effective than fluoride. We don't need to include that ingredient anymore in our oral care products.
Amazing. Yeah, to have something safe and effective is excellent. Great. And then back to that hydroxyapatite. So there's two different types in this formula, correct? Can you tell us a little bit about those two different forms and why there are two different forms of it included?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's both micro and nano hydroxyapatite in this toothpaste. They have different, micro hydroxyapatite is slightly larger than nano. Nano is a smaller particle size. That's what that's referring to. The micro hydroxyapatite is really designed to help both whiten and brighten the teeth. Believe it or not, hydroxyapatite can actually help to whiten your teeth. And we chose a molecule size that's not as abrasive as some of the other microhydroxyapatites out there. So it's a non-abrasive way to whiten the teeth and to help remineralize the surface of the enamel. NanoHydroxyapatite is a much smaller molecule size and can actually penetrate deeper into the tooth to help start to remineralize deeper lesions that are getting into the dentin layer, which is underneath the enamel. The size of the particle, the shape of the particle matters. And so we were very thoughtful with where we sourced our nano and our microhydroxyapatite from. I pushed very hard to make sure we sourced it from the one company in the world that's making the best form of this, that's the safest form of this, a company called Fluidity Nova out of Portugal. And I am so excited to see the NanoXIM hydroxyapatite included in this product.
Incredible. And this is why it's so nice to have you, an expert in this area, help formulate a product like this. So nice to have that expertise.
Thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about prebiotics because we hear a lot about prebiotics for the gut. We know that they're important for feeding the beneficial flora, but what about prebiotics in a toothpaste? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so when you think about the oral microbiome, this collection of bacteria and viruses and fungi and everything that makes up this ecosystem inside our mouth, it's important that we're feeding the beneficial bacteria, giving that bacteria what they need to support us ultimately. And so including prebiotics in the toothpaste is really kind of genius. I mean, we already had an oral probiotic line, so we're really building out this kind of maintenance phase of the Biocidin Botanical oral healthcare system, where you can use the toothpaste that has these beautiful remineralizing and prebiotic properties. So these are ingredients that are going to act as food for the beneficial bacteria. Then you can, after you're done using the toothpaste, you can go ahead and use the oral probiotic. You have all this beautiful prebiotic now floating around the mouth, and now you're adding that beneficial bacteria. You've given them a food source, right? Nobody wants to go to a party where there isn't any food. They don't hang around very long. So we're giving them the good food they need.
Lovely. Yeah, so I love that. It's not reinventing the wheel, it's just utilizing it in another area where we know the microbiome is so important. That's awesome. Great. What a good idea. So there's a few other ingredients in here that I'm curious about. So why is L-arginine, which is an amino acid, found in this toothpaste?
Yeah, so this was another ingredient that I really pushed for because there are very few products on the market right now that include L-arginine. L-arginine is an interesting amino acid when it comes to oral health. So it is kind of anti-cariogenic. It helps lower the caries rate because it actually helps to stabilize the pH balance in the mouth. So it can help make it a more basic environment as opposed to a more acidic environment. When we have an acidic pH, that's when we really see these cariogenic bacteria activity explode. So from that perspective, it's very helpful. It also has an interesting role to play in nitric oxide production. About 50% of our daily nitric oxide needs come from the oral bacteria. And so we are helping support those bacteria that produce the nitric oxide. They love L-arginine. So we're helping that along that nitric oxide pathway.
Amazing. So smart. Okay, last question for you. This has been so fun to pick your brain and learn all this stuff. There's sorbitol in the Dentalmin PRO, which is a sugar alcohol. So what are the benefits of sorbitol in toothpaste, and is it similar to xylitol?
That is a great question. It is similar to xylitol, although it is not the same as xylitol.
Okay.
So we would classify sorbitol as a low cariogenic sugar alcohol. It doesn't feed the cariogenic bacteria the same way a straight sugar would. We wouldn't classify it as an entirely anti-cariogenic because there is a very, very low level of consumption that occurs of this sugar alcohol by cavity-causing bacteria. But by and large, it's been used for a very long time in toothpaste as a non-cavity-causing sweetener. It's also a much more stable sweetening, like sugar alcohol product as opposed to xylitol. So when you actually look at the formulation of the toothpaste, you want the ingredients to maintain their efficacy as long as it's in the tube for long periods of time, right? So sorbitol was a better fit for our product in that sense. It also helps to kind of bulk up the toothpaste and make it more of like a paste rather than a gel. So you'll notice the consistency of this is very different from if you've ever used the Dentalcidin toothpaste before. This is a very different consistency. It's kind of a thicker, creamier, more paste-like, non-foaming, which is important, foaming product.
Amazing. Well, it sounds like there was just so much thought, and intention behind this product. So we're so excited to get it in our hands. And thank you so much for sharing your wisdom and a little bit about the history and the ingredients and why you chose what you chose.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be a part of this.
Excellent. We're glad to have you. Have a great night, everyone.